the judge. Today's judge is one of the United Kingdom's most popular and respected Gundog judges. She grew up with dogs and in 1973 obtained her first English setter. Today she is a very successful breeder and exhibitor of English setters and Hungarian visitors. Indeed, this judge is no stranger to the big ring of Crufts, as she won Reserve Best in Show in 2005 with her English setter. She first awarded challenge certificates in 1986 and is now passed by the Kennel Club to award certificates in 20 breeds within the Gundog group. Her opinion is also in much demand both at home and overseas. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please give a warm Crufts welcome to Mrs. Penny Williams. Being escorted into the ring by Gerald King, Chairman of the Crufts Committee. However, before our best of breeds enter the main ring, the winner of the import register classes will compete at the one. Import register classes have been scheduled for breeds who are recognised by the Kennel Club but are not satisfactory.
So you join us now for the final group of Crufts 2014, the Gundog group. And standing centre of the ring we have Penny Williams, the judge, famous for her Bornhouse English setters and Cocker Spaniels. We're going to see a lap of honour first of all from our imported register winner.
Yes, it's a Lagotto Romagnolo, a breed which is used for duck hunting, now used also for truffle hunting in its native Italy.
How delightful. A round of applause from Penny Williams, acknowledging the fact that this dog just gets to do a lap of honour, not yet on the full breed register. Now here come the Gundogs, the first of them, the Bracco Italiano, the free-moving Italian hunter pointer retriever.
And here's the Clobby Brittany, brisk stride.
Beautiful English setter.
The German long-head pointer.
The German short-head pointer.
And here's the German wire-head pointer, striding out well.
The glorious Gordon setter, heaviest of the setters.
Here's the wire-head Vizsla. The wire-head Vizsla there. And the Irish red-white setter coming in now.
And the Irish setter, one of the most popular Gundogs in the group.
And here's the Italian Spinoni. That's very stylish, large Munster under there.
And the pointer striding across the ring.
A Chesapeake Bay Retriever. And the curly-coated retriever.
And here's the ever-popular flat-coat retriever.
And the golden retriever, top of 599 dogs today.
Oh, the Labrador retriever with last year's Reserve Best in Show winner, the little Nova Scotian duck-tolling retriever now.
And here's the American Cocker.
The Clumber Spaniel.
And the Cocker Spaniel, black and tan.
The English Springer Spaniel, a little bit of a gallop there.
Here's the Field Spaniel.
The Irish Water Spaniel's a little bit too keen, perhaps.
And here's the Sussex Spaniel.
The glorious Welsh Springer Spaniel, such a beautiful breed.
And the Spanish Water Dog.
And last but not least, the Weimaraner. So Penny Williams going to take a look at the Gundogs she's got in the group tonight. There's the beautiful Bracco Italiano.
Clobby Brittany and the stylish lines of the English setter. One of the rarer breeds, the German long-head pointer.
And its counterpart, the German short-head pointer.
And a cousin, the German wire-head pointer.
The Gordon setter. Both the Hungarian Wirehead Vizsla and the Hungarian Vizsla together, and more setters. Look at the beautiful lines.
Italian Spinoni and the large Munsterlander there, and the curving lines of the pointer.
The first of the retrievers, the Chesapeake Bay, and then the curly-coated retriever.
And then the very happy flat-coated retriever, Golden Retriever and Labrador, Nova Scotia, American Cocker and Clumber, and the Cocker Spaniel and English Springer.
The Field Spaniel, Irish Water Spaniel, the Sussex, the heaviest of them, the lovely Welsh,
Spanish Water Dog and the Weimaraner.
Bowley bred this Bracco Italiano. They come from Scotland, strong bone, the most beautiful lines in this dog, those long, supple ears and that glorious head and expression. Should be just about square in outline. And we should see free-flowing action here from the Bracco. Such a beautiful dog.
The cobby short outline of the Brittany, owned by Jill Tully, a big winner, 10 cc's, handled in the ring by Michael Craig. This is a breed which hails from France. Alert expression, short body, lovely chestnut and white colouring.
These works along with medium-sized orange and white dogs, hunting and retrieving game, which is their original function in the field. They were inseparable companions of the Breton hunter. In the mid-19th century, it's been suggested that the
There she goes, brisk stride, not heavily boned, curving rump to her outline, very typical in her movement there.
The little Brittany. Ken and Julian Spencer from Derbyshire bred and own this beautiful English setter. One of the classic of the Gundog breeds, that lovely elegant neck, gorgeous head which should have such a lovely soft expression. Coat terribly important, and the colour orange Belton with the lovely feathering that's so characteristic. And we should see lively action, shouldn't we, Frank?
There's lashing tail action, which is a characteristic of all of the setter breeds, and covering the ground well there. Very nice. Just a young bitch, first CC today.
Bitch 16809. And now we move on to Dr. John Ron James's second breed today. This was the German long-head pointer. On his entry of 14 months and ended the bitch number 16852 as his best breed. First shoving fragment.
And this is a German long-haired pointer. 18 of them here today. This one is owned by Brenda Moss and is a big winner, imported from Germany. Now this is an elegant and aristocratic breed. Look at that nobility in the head. Sleek, racy lines. Usually the liver colour or liver roan is the most frequently seen colour. Stylish dog.
It's a powerful Beautiful dog, isn't it? But elegant nonetheless.
Versatile in the field.
The German long-haired pointer.
Now we see the German short-haired pointers. With an entry of 102, we saw Barbara Harley. Rhino 3, Barbara chose this pitch 16961 as her list of breed winners. The breed, originally known in the state of Germany, was a Kurtzhavinger Roster.
Gordon Harron and Marion Waddle bred this beautiful German short-haired pointer, handled by Gordon in the ring. This dog is a classic hunter pointer retriever. It should be an animal that can do all jobs of work in the field with that close coat that still protects it against the weather nonetheless. Great bone, glorious head, balanced on the move as always. Perhaps a little unsettled in tail carriage today.
Yes, you'd like to see it a little more enthusiastic on the move.
The German short-haired pointer.
The third German pointer variety is the German wire-haired pointer. Peter the judge began an entry of 20 dogs in 32 entries, and he chose the dog as best breed, number 16980.
Yes, the German wire-haired pointer. More heavily built than the short hair, a little longer in the body, and coated with this crisp, wiry coat, which we see the judge examining there. Very important. He gets a little bit of eyebrow and moustache in that wiry textured coat. Now, again, a versatile hunt, point and retrieve, which means it can do everything required by the hunter.
And this one has 17 challenge certificates to his name. Runa is a top winning dog in this country this year, and I think looking a picture tonight.
Really long striding, economical gait on this dog.
Powerful dog.
Head held high, very nice.
This is Tony and Sharon Green's Gordon setter. Classic black and tan colouring in that coat, which should be nice and flat over the body with the feathering. We want a strong neck, a classic, beautiful head. This is a dog that, although substantial and glamorous, can nonetheless do a job of work, and it should be able to literally go in the field all day.
Yes, the heaviest of the setter breeds, defined by the rich black and tan colouring, that lovely flat croup and correct tail.
That's our best breed. Golden setter 17050. Peter Hartl was the Hungarian Beatler judge today, and he had an entry of 159 dogs, from which he selected his pitch number 17185 as his overall winner. It is said that the ancestors of the modern Beatler are descended from the Atlantic dog.
And here's the Hungarian Vizsla. 7-year-old this bitch. She's a big winner. She's won 6 challenge certificates and comes from the Scottish borders. There, that gaunt, noble head of the Hungarian Vizsla. Dark eye. They're again moderate in everything. Moderate bone, moderate length of back.
And that gorgeous colour that is so characteristic of the breed.
The rich russet colour, and of course the skin has slight oiliness to it.
All these dogs, of course, work in the field, ideally, and therefore you need that fit soundness.
Fit for function.
The economical action of the Hungarian Vizsla.
Lovely expression.
This, by contrast, is the Hungarian wirehead Vizsla. Heavier in bone and often larger, and with that lovely wire coat. The same colour though, and many of the characteristics of the Vizsla too. This one belongs to Rachel Walker, was bred by Zofia Micek. Balanced dog of great substance and getting more popular in this country.
Just growing in popularity now and getting established in the show ring. Really hardy breed.
They're very unexaggerated, aren't they?
Yes.
Just looks like a real workman of a gun dog.
Coat gives it protection.
I think we'll see more of these in the future. They're building in numbers, the Hungarian winehead Vizsla.
Our judge today found an entry of 87, almost identical to last year's figure, selected the dog 1750 as her best breed.
87 Irish red and white setters here today, and this is the winner. Okay, it's a beautiful dog, owned by Sheila Walton from Felstead in Essex, handled here by Susie Roffey. Winner of 6 CCs. Now the Irish red and white, related to the Irish red setter, but here we've got the rich islands of red on a pure white background, one of the defining features. A little more heavily built.
I love the description of the colouring in these breeds, that the red is on a pearl white background, and doesn't that just look a picture?
Yes, and again they're athletic rather than racy, which we'll see in the Irish setter. A little more heavy in the bone, but you know, not as nearly as popular, but I don't know why, because they're a lovely breed to live with. Lovely wagging tail there.
And such a gentle expression on that red and white.
And we see the slashing tail action again, which just shows a degree of thoroughbred quality in the setters.
The Irish setter is one of the most popular of all gun dogs, and I'm sure there's lots at home on the sofas with you. This one belongs to Jan Eden and Blake Crocker. Bred by Jan, they come from Somerset in Taunton. And look at that happy, smiling face. The Irish setter striding out tonight. And that coat should be flat, free from curl or wave, but with this beautiful feathering.
And lovely chiselling in the head. And this lovely almond-shaped eye, racy lines. And here's the distinctive head of the Italian Spinoni. Breed from northern Italy, heavily built, but this gaunt head. Look at the nobility. A human expression, the standard calls for. Thick, leathery skin, wiry coat, heavily boned, and a distinctive top line. A fall and then a rise at the top line.
This one was bred by Tracy Davis and belongs to Sharon Davis.
And the standard calls for a pounding trot. It's a substantial dog.
You can see that beautifully there, the heavier bone of the Spinoni. Bred and owned by Robert and Tracy Hargreaves, the characteristic black head of the large Munsterlander. This another all-purpose gun dog, and this particular individual, Dixon, has 31 challenge certificates to his name, so quite some big winner in the show ring. Eager workers though, a lovely balanced outline we should be looking for.
Black head, black patches on the body, and this roaning or black and white are the distinctive colours of the large Munsterlanders. Again, they'll do everything a hunt requires of a dog: hunt, point and retrieve.
And this is a big, powerful dog, but nonetheless an elegant mover.
Very stylish on the move. These-
Now, talking of elegance, just look at the lines of that beautiful pointer head. Martin belongs to Heather Blackburn Bennett, was bred by Mr. and Mrs. Walking, handled by Joanne Blackburn Bennett in the ring, and we're looking for a series of graceful curves here, a powerful dog with a classic head and that beasting tail that should lash on the move.
Yes, very stylish, lashing the tail, beautiful lines, and this lovely, lovely quality in the head. Chiseling.
And very distinctive head planes too.
And here's the Chesapeake Bay Retriever. Look at the density of coat in this dog. That's because he comes from the icy waters of North America where we had to retrieve ducks. But at night they also used to guard the hunting chalets. Look at that depth of rib. Substantial, distinctive underline and a lovely broadness in the skull. Quality dog.
And I love the description of the colour in these dogs. Dead grass, sedge, brown.
They're called camouflage colours, so they mould in with the background.
The Chesapeake Bay Retriever.
Next to the retrievers to be seen by Penny Williams is the curly-coated retriever. From 70 to 31st between an entry of 90. These were judged today by Nigel Craddock.
So the classic head of the curly-coated retriever, bred by Lynn Hunter, owned by Lynn Hunter and Charlotte Hunt. This is Spice, the classic crisp curls, this one a liver, often seen in black. Very distinctive head shape, a heavier retriever. Nonetheless balanced it should be.
This is the largest of the retriever breeds, but they should have lots of substance and should stride out well. Cleanly moulded in the head, depth of body, give its heart and lung room for working.
And Spice being a little bit naughty tonight in the ring, I think.
And here's the flat-coated retriever. Big entry today. This is champion Fieldkirk Fashion, owned by Mrs. Karen Anderson from Annan in Scotland. Big winner, 29 cc's it's won, and a big winner here today. This is the raciest of the retriever breeds. So that means they've got a sleeker, more flowing outline. Wonderful carriage here.
And they always look like such happy dogs, flat-coat retrievers. Great workers, lovely personalities, and beautiful to live with. Just look at that lashing tail.
And striding out in beautiful condition, this bitch. Lovely moulding to the head.
Now, what an achievement to have won Best of Breed at Crufts for a golden retriever. This is Blue, 6 years old. They've come from Denmark to compete, bred by Emma Betty, Frank Archibald, and owned by Jeanette Philscore. biggest entry, massive entry at Crufts, and this one's triumphed. Such a popular breed, but nonetheless a workman under that coat.
And this is really stylish. It's good to see what we're going at the end of a long day. 599 here today.
Beautiful bone and lovely clean lines.
I like this one very much. I think it would press hard here.
Now this is the Labrador.
And it's come from Italy, and it's last year's reserve Best in Show winner. 4.5-year-old dog, bred by Franco Barberi, who's handling here. He'd be very happy to have topped an entry like this. Again, the Labrador should be substantial, big barrel ribs, thick, weatherproof coat, and this otter-like tail. So, I'm really enjoying the big occasion, striding out.
Such a popular reserve Best in Show winner last year. I wonder whether he can go one better tonight.
Franco was telling me that he didn't know whether to bring the dog because he couldn't go any further than he did last year, but he has, he's won.
The little Nova Scotia duck tolling retriever. This is Kenzie, bred by Christine Powley, belongs to her as well, and her daughter Kim is handling in the ring. They come from Norfolk. The Nova Scotia duck tolling retriever, of course, famous for attracting the ducks by wagging that tail, running up and down the shoreline and making a clown of itself. Such delightful characters, these dogs. And my daughter's PE teacher has got one of these at home. She'll be absolutely thrilled to bits to see it on the television. Always entertains the kids at school. The Nova Scotia duck tolling retriever.
It's rich. Top winning bitch in the breed and one of the top Gundogs last year, this American cocker. Nicely domed in the skull, large dark eyes and this plush muzzle. Again, they hail back to the same stem as the Cocker Spaniel, but more extreme in top line, sloping in top line, more luxuriant in the coat and very stylish on the move. Now, when they stride out, we should see that sloping top line held on the move, this high set tail lashing merrily there, and a long stride. Very stylish mover. She's won a lot of Gundog groups, this one. Comes from a famous kennel, the same kennel as the standard poodle we've seen in Best in Show.
And of course, top Gundog for last year as well, so... Pearl, the American Cocker Spaniel. This is Paul and Hilda Monaghan's Clumber Spaniel, Miller, 4 years old, the heaviest of the Spaniel breeds, but nonetheless should not be over-exaggerated. This is still a dog that should be fit and active and able to do his job as a Spaniel. Beautiful understated lines there, heavy bone but nonetheless balanced, and with that sparkling coat, put it down in the show ring in the most wonderful condition. Lee Cox judged the entry here at Crufts this year, and of course he's a specialist with this breed, not only himself but his parents before him, so I'm sure he recognises a good one.
Quite long in the body, which is the breed has to be, with this lemon or orange markings on white. The white should predominate. Comes from the Clumber Park in Nottingham, where it hails from. Striding out, big substance there, but freedom in action. This 3-year-old Cocker Spaniel bitch is owned by Sue and Annie Kettle from Corringham in Essex. It's a black and tan, and we don't often see a black and tan winning at Crufts. I believe she's the first black and tan to win Best of Breed at Crufts. Very successful kennel. They should be compact, cobby, and again the spaniel tail action. Lovely quality in the head. What a happy spaniel temperament. Winner of 11 cc's, so she's a big winner in the breed. Again, they have to have short backs, big ribs to allow them to do a job of work. Strong bone and compact feet. And a beautiful coat and condition.
This is Stephen Jane Iington's Chaos English Springer Spaniel. That lovely neck flowing into correct shoulders, should have a fairly deep body, but we're looking for a very balanced working spaniel here. So much work in the head with those lovely, very characteristic ears framing their face. Perhaps a little spooked, just settling into a movement there.
Just a bit overawed here. They're the highest on the leg of all the land spaniels. They should stride out well. There's a distinctive forward thrust of the front leg, characteristic of the breed.
The English Springer Spaniel.
We move on to the field spaniel. There were 53 field spaniels here today from Gundog. He found his best of breed winner in this round, 20869. Taller than the Cocker, smaller than the English Springer.
This 8-year-old field spaniel has won today for Anne and Mike Harding from Bristol, one of the most ancient of spaniel breeds. In the 18th century and 19th century, all spaniels were known as the field spaniel, but then they were differentiated by colour. This, the ancient field, this long, noble head, moderate length of body. This one a liver. They also come in black and tan and roan.
Done a bit of winning, as they say.
And this long, they shouldn't have a long and hurried stride, dignified in their carriage.
That's the breed. Field spaniel. Dog 20869. Now we see the tallest of the spaniels, the Irish Water Spaniel. 32 to consider. Importers our judge chose this dog number 20911. Although an ancient breed.
The unmistakable shape of the Irish Water Spaniel. This is Merlin, bred by Colleen McDaniel and Stacey Duncan, owned by Judith Carruthers and Colleen McDaniel. 4 years old now, no stranger to the big ring at Crufts. Those beautiful crisp curls and that wonderful shape, lashing tail. A little crazy, the Irish Water Spaniel, but always a delight.
This dog is a previous winner of the Gundog group at Crufts and top Gundog in previous years, so he's a big winner. However, he's very clownish and he does react to the occasion, sometimes a little bit too much. He's full of life, that clownish quality which the breed has.
Actually, I think Judith did a brilliant job there.
But in marvellous condition. Look at those curls in the coat. Beautiful.
Bred by Liz Bow and belonging to Helen Boniface, this is Harry, a Sussex Spaniel. An ancient breed, heavy in its outline, but nonetheless able to do a good day's work. The characteristic colour of this coat and the volume of coat is very much a feature of the Sussex Spaniel. They have the most beautiful colouring, gorgeous head, and actually striding out well there.
This rich golden liver coat, paler at the tips, and look at that rolling action which comes from the slightly longer body and shorter legs. There's sealskin quality to the coat which is beautiful to the touch.
And Harry's tail hasn't stopped for a nanosecond the whole way round the ring.
Which again is a feature of the Spaniel breed, this wagging tail. Purposeful and sound on the move. They can go through. And here's the Welsh Springer Spaniel, 5-year-old this dog, sent forward by Leslie Taine, the breed judge, and lucky owner Jane Graham from Ascombe-in-Furness in Cumbria. The winner of 6 CCs. The Welsh Springer Spaniel is a rich red and white colour, related to the English Springer but smaller, and a distinctive rise over the loin, which is a breed feature. Should stride out well. They're called Springer Spaniels because before guns were invented, they were used to drive the game into nets. They sprang forward and pushed the game out. Lovely clean stride, quality head, clean in the skull.
Just look at that coat, such an unusual breed. This is the Spanish Water Dog. Paco is 8 years old, bred by Salvador Cabrera Garcia, and belongs to Nigel, Jenny and Ben Eggington. A breed new to this group, very much the workman, that coat designed to be able to cope with water at any stage, but they were also used as herding dogs as well as gun dogs.
And that thick, dense coat is clipped off once a year or perhaps every 6 months. So this is in full coat now. Really hard to penetrate that coat, very protective.
The Spanish Water Dog.
The noble head of the Weimaraner. This one, a 3-year-old bitch, owned by Stephen Givens and David Gilbert from Helsby in Cheshire. Winner of 7 CCs, and from the famous Gundog kennel of Stephen and Patsy Hollings, the grey ghost dog. Nobility in the head in this silver grey colour, which is the right colour for the breed. Striding out well.
Such an athletic breed. So that's the gun dogs for the group this year. So Penny Williams revisiting her Gundog best of breeds in this group. Having had a careful look at them, she's now reminding herself of those she particularly liked.
Last year's Reserve Best in Show winner, the top-wooded Gundog, the American Cocker there. Penny
down
very
the line.
experienced in a lot of these breeds.
And of course the crowd's packed in tonight because it's best in show night, which is lovely for these Gundog Best of Breed winners. Such a knowledgeable judge with Gundogs. She'll be enjoying this, I'm sure.
Purposeful stride over to make a short list for the group.
So she's pulling out
The German long-haired pointer and the Vizsla, the Irish setter. Then coming forward, the flat-coated retriever and the golden retriever, which went very well indeed. And the Labrador.
Oh, so he's through again.
Franco from Italy. And the previous winner of the group, it's the Irish Water Spaniel. The American Cock is out as well. 8 in the shortlist here.
So we've got some big winners in that final lineup. Those that have been in this group before, those that have won this group before.
Compact Cobby Labrador. Distinctive coat of the Irish Water Spaniel. And here's the German long-haired pointer. One of the rarer breeds in the group. But again, fit for function. Just because they're rare doesn't mean to say they can't win at the top level.
And Penny's obviously recognised the quality in this one. Going really well. Gleaming with condition on that gorgeous coat. Now the Hungarian Vizsla. Nutty.
Now, she's not quite showing as well early. She's just not carrying herself with the same firmness.
Wagging her tail nonetheless. There goes the Irish setter.
Medway Morrissey, 2 judges for the breed today, and they couldn't agree on best of breed, so Penny's already judged this dog. She decided that she preferred him for best of breed.
She's tipped him the wink once, will she do it again?
Yeah, great style. The flat coat, always a very popular breed. 2 judges today. This is the bitch, that one. Going beautifully. Racy, clean and outline, and perfect tail set and carriage.
Now this golden retriever has already climbed Everest in winning the breed at Crufts here for this year. 599 others.
And it looks a very worthy winner because I like it very much. Lovely top line, lovely symmetrical outline.
Now last year's Gundog Group winner and reserve best in show winner here at Crufts. Romeo, 4.5 years old now, and of course it takes these big dogs a bit of time to mature. Is Penny going to think he's better than he was last year?
And really using his hind quarters there, lovely thick otter tail, dense coat. Now striding with style, the Pearl's a Singer, the famous American cocker. Stylish, hard top line, lovely tail set and carriage.
And the last of our finalists. Here goes the Irish Water Spaniel, Merlin.
And the more they cheer, the more he likes it, and gets full of style, full of life and animation. Judith keeping him under control there.
So Penny now has to make a decision for the last of our groups. The boards are out. We're ready to find out who's going to win the Gundog group for 2014.
This is the hard moment. Which 4 from these 8, which she obviously likes very much?
Flacco whacking that tail.
The American cocker. It's 2 for the Afterglow Kennel in the finals for Best in Show judging tonight.
What an extraordinary achievement that is. Of course, they bred The standard poodle that won the utility group, and here comes the golden retriever into second place.
Yeah, it's a beautiful bitch, lovely. It's the flat-coated retriever going to third. This is a very high-quality lineup she's choosing.
And that flat coat never stopped showing the whole evening.
And the Irish setter comes out into reserve. That's a splendid lineup for Penny Williams.
But there's our winner. We have our last finalist for Best in Show tonight. Show champion Afterglow Pearl's a singer. Pearl, the American Cocker Spaniel, top Gundog for last year, owned by Susan Crummy and Jason Lynn. What a spectacular win for them.
Anne MacDonald coming in here, escorting the trophy presenter.
And as the trophies are being presented, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to ask you to put your hands together for our judge this evening, Penny Williams.
Trophy presenter is Mrs. Carolyn Colton, coordinator of Labrador Retriever Rescue from Scotland. Escorted by Anne MacDonald. There's the wagging tail of the recipient of the trophy, Susan Crummy here handling. Co-owner Jason Lynn will see handling the poodle later. Ricky the poodle will be handled by Jason, the co-owner. Lucky man to have two in.
We'll talk about a conflict of interest. What a lovely position to be in. And there's our golden retriever taking second in the group tonight.
Marvellous ambassador for that big entry today.
Flat coat in third. Still wagging that tail. And the Irish setter taking group 4. But there's our winner, off on a lap of honour, well-deserved from such a quality Gundog entry. The Gundog Group winner for 2014, show champion Afterglow, Pearl's a singer.